In the last video, there's a little irony. I mean, I risked my life standing there with my Kodak PlaySport camera, watching a steam train approach from the distance. At first it was just a light. Then I made out the form of the steam locomotive, beautiful as it was, and I listened for the chug-chug that comes from a locomotive. But this one wasn't doing that. It was going and the next thing I know, it's on top of me. And it hit me as it was roaring past that there was a sucking sensation that was sucking me into the locomotive. I said to myself, Jer, this could be dangerous. But I held my ground, testing the image stabilization on the Kodak PlaySport camera, and got the video. Not many watched, but I risked my life nonetheless. I'm a little bit like that steam train. There was a time when I took on politicians, and there was a time, like a steam train, I pulled many cars, if you consider that to be viewers and listeners. That time's kind of gone, and a lot of people think that this doughty old man is a little senile, a little out of control. He bought an RV. Why would he do that? He doesn't have anything left. But I am like that steam train. You bring me out, and you shine things up, and you oil the things that need to be oiled, and I can still do what I used to do, just like the steam train can still pull those cars as good as any young, artsy-smartsy diesel that goes honk-honk. I have a friend. Her name is Carol. Carol is very sick. She's old. She has not one, but 3 aneurysms. One of them is what's called a mega aneurysm. A mega aneurysm is so serious that it could burst at any second, causing instant death. Stress can lead to that instant death. The other aneurysm is also very dangerous because it's way past the point where it should have been operated on. It's to the point where a dangerous operation is better than the chances she has with that aneurysm. The third aneurysm, that one isn't quite so bad. They can wait a few months before they operate on that. But it's major surgery. Carol doesn't really know how to react to it. She's a person who speaks her mind. She has a lot of that steam, like I do, in her. But she is overwhelmed. She is overwhelmed because she has to decide. I could die if I have that operation. I could die if I don't have the operation. And she doesn't want to die. She spent her last years trying to make a home in a trailer park that keeps raising and raising and raising the rent for the trailer space, to where the rent is almost as much as her income. So she has to kind of worry every second of every day how I'm going to pay this and how I'm going to pay that. That's stress. But added to that, now Clark County, Washington, is talking to her about foreclosing on her property. I wouldn't be so worked up. I mean, the coal would not be in my burner as a steam train if I had not heard the messages on her answer machine. Carol is afraid to answer her phone. She has to have a machine answer it. So the employee at Clark County calls her every day. And this can be proven because it has a timestamp on the recorder. She calls every day, talking to Carol about taking her home. And what over? $34. Right here. I had to write it down. I couldn't believe it. $34.28 in property tax that's past due. Did you hear that? $34.28 to a senior citizen whose life is a home in a trailer, who's facing an operation, whether she lives or dies. Also, a senior citizen who fright and scare and fear could literally kill. They talk to us about adult abuse. What do you do when the adult abuse is coming from the county? Aren't there laws about senior abuse? Now, I've offered. I'm pretty tight, you know. I have offered to pay Carol's taxes. but she is so scared. She is in such panic over these operations that she doesn't want the help. Damn this county! What kind of inhumane people run this county I live in? Do they have any heart whatsoever? We have hundreds of people behind in their taxes that owe big taxes in the thousands of dollars. And they can go 3-4 years without even a call. And this lady is being harassed every day. It is an outrage of the first order. I'm ashamed of this county. I don't know. You want to go for help? An ombudsman. Is there one? What do you do when you're being attacked by the wolves, and the only people you can seek to help you are other wolves? It's a sad situation. And I have other stories. I'm concerned very much about elderly people. I wish other people were too. If any of you have any suggestions how we deal with this, and I tell you, the old steam train that's Jer has found another major story in this story. It's amazing how one story leads to another story, and that'll lead to another story. And pretty soon it's a very big story. Right now you're right in on the start. A little story like a little fire that's burning in Clark County. Just wait, if you will excuse me.